Welcome back. Unfortunately, last episode.
Our best friends fell into the ether, apparently.
Get out of my way, Si. Crow turned into a feather.
That's how robots work, right? They turn into their namesake
Yes.
when they run out of batteries.
I guess all these namesakes were just androids. Alright. Well, we haven't seen any of these, and also, why are there a bunch of androids under this dam?
For the same reason that there's a nursery in a dam, right next to the loud turbines.
Well, to be fair, the merchant did bring the kid here. And I don't know whether the kid was alive or dead at the time, but who knows. Kinda hard to tell. By the way, this thing, I didn't show it off, but I believe this is the axe, which is the second heavyweight weapon. But I'm gonna switch to a spear here, which I bought from the merchant. Which, the spear is also the best, staff weapon. So, gotta love more hallways.
Yep. It's so great for Let's Plays, too.
Mm-hmm.
Give us so much to comment on. This sure is a hallway.
By the way, those ghost pigeons before are actually called night owls. But I'm gonna call them ghost pigeons, because that's what I named them.
Also because that doesn't really look like an owl.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure owls look different from...
Well, that's a new enemy. Sorry, Crow's brother.
I'm trying to think. There's something else where you have these android dolls. There's some anime or something where you have these android dolls that look kind of like this. So apparently it's nigh invulnerable.
Yes.
Let me guess, you have to hit it in the spine or the brain.
No. You can only damage it when it is walking towards you in that kind of fashion thing. If you hit it even in the back or in the spine, it doesn't register. He'll just block it and he'll try to bum rush you. Yes, that thing where he kind of just like lumbers towards you.
I kind of like how lazy that slide looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'll harm you, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
Double kill.
Well, we'll be seeing a lot of these things from now on. Why they're here, we don't know.
Well, why wouldn't there be robots?
Well, that's typically how I build my dams, is with robots. And I've built a lot of dams in my lifetime.
You know, some of these robots seem relatively fairly intelligent, so you think they'd try to, run electricity through towns in order to have places to recharge themselves?
Good
I'm
point.
just saying, if I was a robot, I'd want to keep places that give towns electricity well maintained so that I could plug my ass into an outlet at the middle of the night.
Maybe that's why they're at the dam, which creates electricity. Oh, new level. More health. Why not? According to God.
So why is it that Crow met Seto and he's all like, let's be friends in the most awkward way possible? And then these robots see Seto and they're like, let's kill the bitch.
That is a good point that is never addressed. Apparently, well, you remember that Crow had a picture of a scientist who was apparently... We don't know much about that, but maybe the scientist taught him how to be human and, kind of developed an AI sort of thing.
Yeah, I understand that they're probably guard robots, but who's the idiot that programmed AIs without the 3 laws? And just saying, even if an AI can find a way around it, you should still at least try.
Well, he might be invading an area that we're not authorized in.
Yeah, but why try to just outright kill Seto?
Who knows?
And yes, this hallway clearly is so important that it must be staff only. Not like those turbines or anything.
I'm pretty sure dams don't just allow any old goon to go into it. Oh.
So these are very poor guard robots. Teleporting guard robots.
Typically, you can get a strike in them while they're getting up from the ground. Like that. Like so.
I'll say that I kind of like the way they move. It almost would be creepy in a game that was actually scary.
It creeped me out. First time I played. But then you fight so many of them that you kind of get over it pretty quickly.
Because they move in this way that's kind of like unnatural and broken.
Yeah.
Just neat. Too bad this is an RPG.
Eh. Not really. Oh. My camera refused the save point.
I hope I'm not getting sick.
No, you do not save here, said the
Could this
game.
be?
You will only look at this pillar.
Welcome to one of the best health items in the game, the ration pack. They heal 400 HP and only take up 2 slots.
Otacon, where'd my rations go?
Unfortunately...
Predictable, Joe.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't actually protect you from that. And here's probably one of the hardest hallways in the game. No joke. We can hear robots from coming over here, but they're not spawning. That's weird. Oh, that's nice.
Kind of surprised they didn't pull this earlier.
Well, they did it now. They're pretty easy to get around if you want to rush through this part, but why not take the challenge? Also switch to the golf club. That's their only attack, but whatever.
So the only attack is just kind of lazily bumping into you.
Yeah.
Doesn't even do as much damage as birds do.
Well, birds can peck at you with their beaks or whatever. I guess it kind of makes sense. If you're being lightly shoved, it shouldn't do that much damage, right?
Pretty much.
By the way, the actual names, according to the walkthroughs, which, you know, don't really come up with relevant names, these are called marionettes. They're robots, though, so I'm not going to fucking call them that. Let's just call them androids. Now they're all on one side, so it's pretty easy. Just gotta be patient. They're kind of like the crying women. You just gotta wait for them to walk at you, then you can get a hit on them.
Dynasty Dreams.
I think they have around 600 HP? 600, 700? Going through this hallway the first time you might have some trouble, but only because you're shitting your pants that they actually spawned enemies behind you.
Oh my god, the game is like actually trying to kill me now.
Yeah, they only do that like once or twice in the game. Oh, that's that hallway. That was kind of fun. Here's me not looking at my screen, but okay. As it's a long hallway, you just push forward.
This is not as long as the long hallway.
Huh? What is this thing?
I'm not sure. It looks like a two-way radio. I wonder if it works.
This must be the switch. Hey, I hear something.
You have to turn the dial. That'll tune the radio into different frequencies. But I seriously doubt there's anyone out there to respond to the call.
Let's see. Here's the dial.
Anyone? Is anyone there? Come in. If anyone can hear this, please answer. Can anybody hear me? Is anybody there? Hello? Anyone at all? If you can hear... Hey, you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Has to be there. Please respond. Please, someone answer me. I'm here all alone. Yumi? Everybody, where are you? Come on, everyone. Don't give up. You gotta answer, please. I don't want to be alone. Somebody. Please. Can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
Hello? Where are you right now?
Hey, I'm right here.
I promise you, I'll come see you very soon.
Good. I'll be waiting. I'm always waiting.
I knew it. I knew that I couldn't possibly be the only one left in the world. See? There are still other people.
So basically, if they tried a little harder to use a radio, they would have found each other already.
Yes.
So, everyone is a moron. Good to know.
Seto seems to be the only one actually doing stuff. Everybody else that's alive seems to be...
Crying into a radio.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and, well...
I like to imagine, before we find out what's caused what the big catastrophe was, I like to imagine that it was just ghosts eating all the smart people. So now Seto is the most competent person left on Earth.
There are some night owls here, but let's just run past them, because this stairway gives me AIDS.
If you cut yourself on it.
It is pretty rusty. I guess that would give me tetanus, though. This is a lot of fun, game developers.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love staircases in games, so stop it with that sarcasm. I just love running down staircases.
This is still a lot better than the staircase in Final Fantasy VII.
There was a staircase in that game?
Yeah,
I only remember cross-dressing.
Yeah, I guess you didn't make it that far then, but there's a secret way to get into the main building that you need to sneak into. You can take the front way, but you have to fight a whole bunch of guys. But if you take the back way, you get a shortcut. But it takes like 5 minutes to climb the stairs. And
Just hold one direction for 3-5 minutes.
Something like that. I never actually took that way, I only saw a video of it. By the way, there's some bones there. Appear to be human.
Look at the bones! Yeah, I have no idea what that quote is from.
Alright, more tunnels. Alright. Well, at least I can just hold the direction.
And run straight into an enemy, probably.
Some of the boxes in this area are filled with explosives. Unless you have a death wish, don't even think about breaking them. Got it?
I don't know what kind of explosives just blow up just by you hitting them with a stick.
Golf club, thank you very much.
Fine, golf club. This is some pretty fragile explosives. I mean, I've never tried hitting a stick of dynamite with a golf club. If anyone has, or if anyone knows anybody who has, I should say, then please explain if that would even blow it up, because I'm genuinely curious if explosives are as fragile as video games would imply. I imagine not, because that would be stupid.
I think maybe shooting a thing of oil might... But
You need... I think this is actually on a show once where they actually tried shooting a barrel of oil, and they needed, like, armor-piercing incendiary rounds out of a minigun to make it blow up like it does in video games and movies.
let's see what the bow does against androids.
It works better.
Against that one, anyway.
Headshot.
They can still block your shots, though. Because bows. By the way, I mentioned earlier that ranged weapons were kind of useless. Well, I was actually just talking about the slingshot. Ranged weapons are actually pretty useful in this game. Kind of just sucks that you can't have a flashlight out at the same time.
I would imagine you could tape the flashlight to the crossbow.
Yeah. Could do that. But you already mentioned that Seto doesn't even reload the bolts, he just keeps firing that same bolt over and over again.
Maybe it's kind of like the auto crossbow that Guts had in Berserk, and it's just just has a clip of bolts that you don't see.
Yeah, there's repeater crossbows, but this isn't nearly big enough. Like, the repeater crossbows usually have, like, a pretty big stock underneath them that has all the arrows. And you kind of just lift up a little bit and they come down.
Maybe it's made with advanced technology. It's a future crossbow. I'm actually willing to bet we could probably make a crossbow about the size they normally were with a clip using modern technology.
You would actually need the clip, though, because you can't really hide arrows in something that thin.
Bolts, technically.
Bolts, yeah, whatever.
I know, so the clip would still be visible, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Melee with a crossbow.
Yes.
So I like how their unspawning point is literally right next to the place where they do spawn.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I think that's pretty good.
And they also recover all their health once you despawn them. Most enemies don't, but these ones do. I was trying to kill them with my broken crossbow, but it never happened. I hit him like 20 times. And it still does some decent damage, so you thought they would have died. So I just cut that out because I was there for like 3 minutes. Come here. Come into my golf club.
Let me lazily shuffle into that golf club there.
There we go. Get them to walk at me. And everything's gonna go smoothly from... Are you fucking serious? So I have a broken golf club now. No weapons. Besides that.
I guess a broken golf club is better than nothing.
You can't have nothing in this game, but...
Which is a shame, because it would be funny to watch Seto just boot things.
Would be. Or punch them. Oh, the range would be terrible. Probably be worse than the frickin' hammer. So I'm just gonna run past the enemy spawns now.
Watch like 50 enemies spawn right next to a door that you can't get through because you're in combat.
Also, don't worry.
I like how they warn you about the explosive crates and then they do basically no damage.
That's what I was gonna mention, yeah. They do like 10 health. And right now I think we have around 600 or so. So we're doing fine. Plus we got some healing items on us if we need it.
For once.
Mm-hmm.
You actually remembered to bring things that won't get you killed.
I didn't bring things, I picked up ration packs from the enemies.
No.
Yeah, the androids like to drop ration packs quite often, so usually they'll have one of those on hand once you beat one.
I kind of like to imagine that they were originally supposed to have something that resembles a rib cage, and that would just hold the ration packs.
I like to think
It's our
that
garbage pail friend.
I like to think that the ration packs are actually inside their brain, and instead of just like rips off their head and opens up their head, takes out the ration pack inside.
It's like, foo.
Soothing weapon.
Seto's too much of a wimp for that, though.
Hey, could this
He's
be...
not a coward, but he is a little bit of a wimp. So I switched to the axe that we got earlier. Let's go back and kill that robot since we
So
haven't
anyway,
seen many of these.
let's go get a raincoat and
You will be removed.
He already kind of has like a big raincoat. Also, these things have freaking long range with that, but
I love their tiny little legs too. Just the
We
way they
knocked him
move
down.
around with them. I love the way they move around with their tiny little wheel legs. In case I hadn't just established that.
pretty easy to kill with this wet.
Oh, that is the worst.
You have
action
no idea how much that pissed me off when I played. That was literally the only time I used that weapon.
Oh, wow. I mean, you could argue that it's a wooden handle and you're just bashing it against this metal can, but...
To break on the first enemy you use it on? No, fuck this.
I'm done! I'm leaving!
What does all this mean?
It means he's finally ready to begin. Follow me.
But this is quite a change in environment. We're like in a kind of a laboratory type of thing right now.
That isn't completely falling apart.
Yeah. Has some nice radio equipment there, apparently. I'm kind of surprised Seto kind of looked into that monitor knowing that it wasn't like, I don't know, she was like confined
This
in
is
a
a
box or
strange
something.
mirror.
Yeah.
No way! He destroyed a power plant? He must really be serious this time.
How dare you bring an intruder here, Sai? What were you thinking?
Stop! He's just a kid! He can't do anything!
Any threat to the project must be eliminated.
Any threat to the project must be eliminated.
Stubborn man! He never listens! Listen up. This thing may be huge and powerful, but its attacks are pretty slow. Take your time avoiding them. And see that red eye glowing at the center? That's the controller for the whole thing. Take that out and you'll stop it dead.
Controller, stop it dead. How?
Man, you're slow. Use an arrow or something to shoot at that red thing. It's your only chance.
Okay, I got it.
So basically, if you just went into this boss fight without knowing you need an arrow, then you would have to...
Nope.
Oh, never mind.
Yes, I wish this game was more challenging. Like, it would have been kind of an asshole-ish thing to do to not give you a crossbow in this fight, or give you something in this fight, but I wouldn't have minded that. It would kind of teach you to, like, I don't know, be prepared. But no.
Or to just mass reload your saves until you could buy a longbow.
So the weakness is that thing. This boss only has 2 attacks, though. A wrecking ball that we saw. And,
So does the wrecking ball ever come from the other direction?
who knows?
Have you ever seen it do that?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
And here's this other attack. Bringing this rake thing down on you. And that'll knock you down for quite a big time. Along with the wrecking ball, it'll knock you down for a few seconds. Also does quite a lot of damage. Somewhere in the hundreds.
Pretty big health bar for this boss. And he took a lot out of it with just a couple hits, but still.
It's,
So does the crossbow respawn if it breaks, or are you just stuck with whatever you brought in plus
your
the
weapon
crossbow?
won't break until you despawn the enemy.
Really?
Yeah. That's why that crossbow broke in the middle of that android fight, because I stepped out of and they respawned. Otherwise, it wouldn't have done that. But the respawn point on that was stupid. But yeah, this boss is pretty easy as long as you keep moving. He telegraphs his attacks incredibly easy, incredibly predictably. Yes, that word, whatever.
So essentially it's like the cocoon from Peace Walker, only less threatening.
It's actually a really hard boss if you realize that you can't shoot arrows in first-person mode. Because if you try to do it in third-person mode, it's... oh.
Slightly more annoying?
No, it's practically impossible. I think I've only hit it with an arrow once, and that was in my practice run of this boss. I did a practice run because I got my ass kicked the first time, and I had to reload my save. I got my ass kicked mainly because third-person mode, like, if you try to aim at this, the arrow just goes flying off in a completely different direction. And you can't hit the arrow, also, you can't hit the core thing or whatever that thing is.
Past a certain distance because they couldn't render the arrow that far?
Yes. And we got hit with a wrecking ball. That's gotta hurt. 200 damage. Well, it won't surely come back. Oh. That's the only time it does it, is when it gets low on health. Thankfully, we're invulnerable for that point, otherwise I probably would be very low health.
Or very dead.
I think I have enough. Yeah, I think I would have survived that with about 20 health left or so. And I did bring a glass of water into this fight, so that is a small healing item I could have used. But it's over.
That sentence is actually kind of funny to me. But I did bring a glass of water to fight the construction equipment.
So yeah, one of the hardest bosses in the game. It's not a ghost or a wild animal, it's fucking construction equipment.
Which in this context makes sense, to be fair.
We don't know the context really, do we? Not yet anyway.
I mean, in this, what we've seen so far of the game, it kind of makes sense.
You know, there's a chance you might not meet anyone else, that you won't see another living human ever again. That this planet will become a world of ruins and wandering spirits.
Why would you say something like that? You heard the radio, there's lots of people left.
Maybe, but not if Glass Cage's power is unleashed throughout the world. These aurora lights are a sign it's going to happen. To be honest, I don't really know what he's trying to accomplish. It looks like he wants to do it again. But if the world suffers the same outcome as last time, it really will wipe out every last living human.
It can't. I mean, I have to at least save her.
And if you do manage to save her, then what do you do next? You really think you two will just somehow click with each other? What if you don't even get along? Maybe you won't understand each other. Maybe you'll hate each other. Relying on your faulty language to communicate? You humans will never fully understand each other. And you still want to see her knowing that? Do you still want to save her?
I don't know if we'll understand each other perfectly. But that's not what matters to me. I just want to feel her warmth beside me. I just want to hold her hand, to see what I see, and respond to what I say. That's all I really want. Wandering around alone, looking up at the moon by myself, I'm sick of it!
Listen, do you really want to save that girl? Even if you're successful, she might still reject you, you know? Who knows, she might even hate you. So are you sure you want to do this? That's enough of that now. Don't cry anymore. I'm going to tell you where you can find her. Hey, dry up those tears. Remember, you're on a mission to save her. I know the exact location where she's being held. Follow me.